Hello everyone. In today's video, I am going to discuss about what do you mean by the sum of subset problem and how to solve this sum of subset problem using backtracking. Now before going to backtracking, let's try to understand what exactly you mean by the sum of subset problem. In case of sum of subset problem, we'll be given with a set S which contains few non-negative integers. Let me assume that those integers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Along with set S, the other input that will be supplied is a value D, and this D is called as the max value of subset. Now this D is once again an integer number. Let me have a value 7 associated with this D. Now these are the input. These are the input to my sum of subset problem. And what is the output? Output is outputs are subsets S1, S2 and so on. Now this subsets should be derived from this set S such that the sum of elements in the subset should be equal to D. Hope what is the input to the sum of subset problem and what is the output to the sum of subset problem are clear. Input is a set S and a non-negative integer D. Now output are the subsets S1, S2 and so on. What is the condition? That this subsets, the elements in this subset, on adding them together, it should result in D. Now in this example, let me assume that my first subset is denoted with S1. Now I want some values of S to be in S1 so that their sum is equal to D. Now one value I can think of is 1, 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6. Now rolled out. Okay, and next is 4, 1, 2, 4. If you see, the summation of this element is result to 7. Next, second subset, I can have 2 and 5, 7. The third subset, I can have 3 and 4. This is the solution to my subset, sum of subset problem. Now, in order to solve this, what we will do is, we will use the concept of backtracking. We'll use the concept of backtracking. One important thing about backtracking is, when compared to greedy approach that we have discussed in the previous few videos, I have stated that in case of greedy technique, once a choice is being made or once a decision is being made, we can't revoke that decision. We can't go back or we can't revoke that decision. But whereas in case of backtracking, the advantage of backtracking over greedy technique is, here, even though if we take a decision and further if we feel that that particular decision is not going to give me a feasible solution, then we can backtrack and we can continue further. So this is the advantage of this is the advantage of backtracking over greedy. That means in case of backtracking, first thing is we find all feasible solutions. Second point is, once a decision is taken, we can revoke we can revoke the decision. If we feel that the decision, whatever we have taken, is not going to lead to a feasible solution, then I can revoke the decision. Third point is to solve any problem using backtracking, we construct a tree, and this tree is termed as state space tree. Please note this important point. The tree that we construct in case of backtracking is called as the state space tree, and this tree is constructed using DFS traversal. If you remember, there were two popular tree or graph traversal technique by name DFS and BFS. In case of backtracking, we use the DFS traversal. There is one more methodology by name branch and bound. In case of branch and bound, we use both the DFS method as well as the BFS method. But whereas in case of backtracking, we use only just the DFS method. These are some of the points with respect to backtracking. One important point is, in case of backtracking, if a decision does not lead to a feasible solution, we backtrack that particular decision. And the tree that we are going to construct in case of backtracking is called as the state space tree. And the tree is basically constructed with the help of the DFS traversal. And moreover, in case of the state space tree, all the nodes in case of the state space tree can either be a promising node or non-promising node. Now, what do you mean by promising node and what do you mean by non-promising nodes? While taking the example to solve this sum of subset problem, I will tell you. I can say that promising nodes are those nodes in case of the state space tree which leads to the final solution. And those nodes which does not lead to final solution, then they are called as the non-promising nodes. So this was about the introduction to the sum of subset problem and what do you mean by the backtracking concept. Now let us solve this sum of subset problem using backtracking approach. Before going to the algorithm of the sum of subset problem, let's trace the sum of subset problem with the help of the state space tree, and then we'll go for the algorithm. Now I have taken the same example wherein I have assumed that the set S is having 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my D value is 7. One more important thing in case of the sum of subset problem is you should always have the elements in set S element in set S should always be in increasing order. This is a must. In case if the elements in the set S are not in increasing order, you need to arrange it first and then you should try to build the state space tree. Without arranging it, without having the elements in set S in the increasing order, if you try to build the state space tree, then you will not get the solution at all. This is one of the important things. Now coming to the state space tree, now let's start with the initial sum as 0. I'll store two values. One value is the sum at each of the level, and the second value is the total sum. Now at the root level, the total sum will be the sum of all the elements, which is 15. Now I'll start constructing the state space tree to the left subtree and the right subtree. One more point that I told is while constructing the state space tree, in case of backtracking, we generally follow the DFS method. DFS method in the sense it should go level wise. Okay, it will be traversed to the left side first, and then if we don't get a feasible solution, we backtrack to the next level, and then we proceed it to the rightmost right subtree. Now I'll use the two notation. One notation +1 and -1. +1 indicates that the first object 1 is included, and -1 indicates the first object is not included. Now on inclusion of the first object, this will be my sum gets updated to 1, and the left out sum will be 15 minus 1 as 14. Now +2 minus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3, 14 minus 2 is 12. Now next third object. Third object is 3 plus 3, which is less than d. I need to go further. Plus 3 minus 3. So this will be 3 plus 3 is 6. And left out sum will be 12 minus 3 is 9. Now at this stage, at this level, see if you add the next object. Next object is 4. 6 plus 4, it is a 10, which is greater than d. Now whenever I'm adding the next element, which is if it is equal to d, then we have to stop. If it is greater than d, then we need to then also we need to stop. Now in this case it is greater than d. That means 6 plus 4 is 10. So this will be a non-promising node. So even if I build my tree after this level, it will not give me the feasible solution. Now I'll backtrack. Now I'll go for this, the previous level. In the previous level it was 3. 3 minus 3 is a 3 only. Note that 3 minus 3 is not 0. So it is a 3. That means include the first object and the second object, and don't include the third object. So the sum will be 3 only, and the remaining sum at this level is I have to discard the weight of all the 3. So 12 minus 3 is 9. 12 minus. Now go further. This is plus 4 minus 4. Plus 4 is 3 plus 4, which is 7. 7 and 9. So this is, sorry, not 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. The left out sum is 5. Now I got 7 here. So it implies that I got a result. This is one feasible solution. So include 4, include 2, include 1. So my first subset S1 is 1, 2 and 4. Now go for this particular part. So this part will be 3 minus 4 is 3. 9 minus 4 is 5. Now try to add the next object. Next object is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, which is greater than a d. So I am not going to get the solution. So hence this is a non-promising node. Stop here. I am using this word small np to denote the non-promising node. In case of algorithm, there is one more term by name np, completeness, wherein we generally use the uppercase character n and p. N and p, they have a different meaning. To denote the non-promising node, I am using small np. Now from this, I am not able to get the solution. I will backtrack here. From this, I backtrack here. Now I will go to this. Now it is 1 minus 2 is 1. I repeat once again, 1 minus 2 is not minus 1. It implies that you are not including this particular object. 1 minus 2 is 1 and 14 minus 2 is 12. But I subtract here. 14 minus 2, the weight of the second element is 2. So 14 minus 2 is 12. Now go to the next level. So this is plus 3 minus 3. So this is how much? 1 plus 3 is 4. 12 minus 3 is 9. Now this. Now next object is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, which is greater than 7. So hence even this is a non-promising node. No need to go further. This cross mark indicates that I am not going further. Next here it is 1 minus 3 is 1. 12 minus 3 is 9. Now go to the next element. Next element is plus 4 minus 4. So this is 1 plus 4 is 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. Now even this is 1 minus 4 is 1. 9 minus 4 is also 5. Now this is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 5 plus 5 is 10, which is greater than 7. So even this is a non-promising node. Stop here. I backtrack. Minus 4 is 1, 5. Now 1 plus 5 is 6. Even at this stage also, if I consider 5, which is the last element, it is not going to give me the final solution. So even this is also a non-promising node. Don't proceed further. Backtrack. Come here. Now go for the right subtree. Now right subtree, here it is 0 minus 1 is 0 and 15 minus 1 is 14. If you see one more thing, the remaining sum in all the levels will be same. Here 14, here 14. 12, 9, 5, 5. So here next go to the next element. Plus 2, minus 2. Plus 2 is this. Will be 0 plus 2 is 2, 14 minus 2 is 12. Now go for the next one, plus 3, minus 3. What is plus 3? 2 plus 3 is 5 and this is 9. Now 5 plus 4, next element was 4, 5 plus 4 is 9, which is greater than D. Stop here, hence it is a non-promising node. Now come here, so it is 2 minus 3 is 2, 12 minus 3. Now go for the next element. Next element is plus 4 minus 4. Plus 4 means 2 plus 4 is 6. 9 minus 4 is 5. Now from here, if you add 6 plus 5 is 11, which is greater than 7. So this is a non-promising node. Stop here. Now come to this particular part. So this is 2 minus 4 is 2 once again. Now 9 minus 4 is 5. Now go for the next part. So this is plus 5 minus 5. Plus 5, I got it as 2 plus 5 as 7. So I got 7. 5 minus 5, 0. Now I got one more 7. So this is inclusion of 5 and inclusion of 2. So this is my S2. S2 is 2, 5. Now come to this particular part, right part. It is 2 minus 5 is 2 and then 5 minus 5 is 0. Now if you see the remaining capacity, the sum itself is 0 and it implies that I can't go further. So this is a non-promising node. Stop here. Now backtrack, come here. So this is minus 2. So this is 0 minus 2 is 0. 14 minus 2 is 12. Now this is plus 3 minus 3. What is plus 3? This is 3 and 9. Now the next element is 4. 3 plus 4 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. I got 7. And remaining sum is 5. Now I got 7 here. So this is plus 4 and plus 3. So my subset 3 is 3 and 4. Now minus 4. This will be 3 and 9. Now what is my next element? Next element is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8, which is greater than 7. So this is a non-promising node. Stop here. Now backtrack. Go here. So this will be 0 minus 3 as 0. 12 minus 3 as 9. Now which is the next element? Next element is plus 4 and minus 4. Plus 4 is, I got 4 and 5. This was also 5, sorry. Now 4 plus next element is 5. 4 plus 5 is 9, which is greater than D. It is a non-promising node. Stop. Now this one 0 plus 0 and 4 is 0 and 9. Now even this is also a non-promising node because on adding 5, it is not giving you the final value because 5 is the last element. So this is also a non-promising node. Stop here. So if you see, this is the complete state space tree which gives the solution to the sum of subset problem. I got a 3 subset, S1, S2, S3. Now coming to the time complexity of solving the sum of subset problem with backtracking. Now if you see, it depends upon the number of nodes that we have in the state space tree. Now, the state space tree is a binary tree. In worst case, if the binary tree is a complete binary tree, then we'll have 2 power n nodes. We'll have 2 power n nodes. Now, hence the time complexity is order of 2 power n. This was about how to trace the sum of subset problem with the help of the state space tree. Now we'll move on to the algorithm of the state space tree using backtracking. This is the algorithm to perform the sum of subset problem using backtracking. One more thing about backtracking is generally whenever we try to solve the problem with the help of backtracking method, the algorithm will be recursive in nature. Even in this, you'll find that the algorithm is recursive in nature. The name of the algorithm that I have given is the sum of subset. The input to this particular algorithm, if you remember, the input to this particular problem is a set S. Here the set S is denoted with an vector W of 1 to n, and the second input is a non-negative integer number D. So these are the two inputs to my algorithm. And what is the output? Output is the subsets whose summation is equal to D. So that's what I have mentioned here. Now, if you see here, the algorithm is being passed here with 3 arguments, S, K and R. Now, why I have passed these 3 arguments? So that it will be easy for you to convert this algorithm into an appropriate C or C++ function. So note that there are 3 arguments here. The first argument is S. Now what is S? S is the initial sum. If you do remember that in case of constructing the state space tree, I have used 2 integer numbers in each of the node. The first integer number was this sum. So what was the initial sum? If you remember, in case of the root node, I have stored a value of 0. So this is the initial sum. Now what is K? Second element is K. K is the index of the element. So, as you see, here the input set S is denoted with W of 1 to n, wherein the index of the W vector is started with 1. So, even these, in the first value or the initial value of K is 1. Later on, in the algorithm, we are going to update whether to consider the second object, whether to consider the third element, fourth element or fifth element and so on. Now, coming to R. Last argument is R. R, if you remember, in case of the state space tree, the second integer number was this R, which initially had the initial sum. So this R is R initial value. Initial value is the total sum of all the elements. Now in the subsequent levels, the value of R was decreasing. So these are the 3 values to this sum of subset function S, K and R. Now coming to the algorithm. Algorithm is quite simple. We are keeping a Boolean array by name X, whose size is equal to n, where n is the number of element in set S. So initially I am marking the first element. K is 1, so I am marking the first element as 1. So I am starting. So this is my state space tree. Now I need to consider the first element. Now on considering the first element, if I get the final result, then well and good. So I am checking here, if W of K plus S is equal to D, then write X of 1 to n, wherein okay, it implies that I have got my final solution. If not else, I need to add the next element. K plus 1 element. I need to check whether it is less than D or not. If it is less than D, then I will call the sum of subset function once again. So this is sum of subset S plus WK with the next element. Now what happens to this R? So the sum gets reduced. R minus WK. This is when we are considering this. This comes only to the left part. Now coming to the right part. So or maybe in some cases wherein we can't build the tree further. In the sense, whenever I come across the non-promising node, what we are supposed to do? Non-promising node, in most of the cases, we stop building the tree and we backtrack and we go with the next right branch. So it is here. Now if you see, S plus K plus 1 is greater than or equal to D. This was the first bounding function wherein we come across a non-promising node. If the final value was supposed to 7 and the previous value is already 6 and the next element is 5, 6 plus 5 is 11, which is greater than D, then in that particular case no need to take that particular element. So I am having x of k is equal to 0 and then I call sum of subset for the remaining thing. In the sense it goes back and it builds the tree on the right side. And one more bounding function was this: S plus R minus W of k greater than or equal to D. Here also we need to discard. In the sense we are not considering that particular element. Hence I am having 0 in the Boolean array X. Anyway, but I need to build the tree further. So I am calling this sum of subset function once again to build it on the right side. Hope this was clear. This was about the sum of subset problem, how it can be solved using the backtracking approach. Note that in case of backtracking, to build the state space tree, we use a DFS method, and in state space tree we come across promising as well as the non-promising nodes. Hope this was fine. Thank you.